Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi vowed to fight until the end as he made his first public appearance since the international Allied operation began on Saturday. Gaddafi said his troops will be victorious in what he called a crusader battle. His address preceded a fourth night of airstrikes. Let's cross live now to RT's Paula Sleer, who's following developments in the capital, Tripoli. Paula, what more have we been hearing from the Libyan leader?
Well, Colonel Gaddafi spoke on state television on Tuesday night in what we are being told is a live address from his compound, Bab al-Azazia. Now, that compound was hit some 2 days ago by Allied airstrikes. He was incredibly angry and incredibly defiant. He called this a crusader war and said that he would not back down, that the Libyan control would make a mockery of these airstrikes. He said that Libya was leading international efforts in the international war against imperialism and despots. He also said that this was blatant aggression by fascists. Now, speaking to people here in the capital city of Tripoli, what they say is particularly frightening is that he said that they had not yet used the full might of the Libyan military machine. Now, we've been hearing from coalition leaders that they've managed to practically destroy his air force. This was denied by the Libyan leader. He hasn't spoken in public for several days now, and there were questions being asked as to where exactly he is. But we understand that he has a number of underground bunkers, and no doubt he is hiding in one of them.
Paula, there have been reports that troops loyal to Colonel Gaddafi are advancing on some Libyan cities. Are you hearing any more about that?
Well, what is interesting is we're hearing from these coalition leaders that their airstrikes have been successful, but they certainly haven't stemmed back the advancement of Gaddafi's soldiers on the ground. There is continuous fighting in a number of cities, the most prominent cities being the cities of Misrata and Zintan in the west and the city of Ajdabiya in the east. Now, particularly in Misrata, where there were some airstrikes, their intensive shelling and intensive fighting continues. Just yesterday, Tuesday, we're being told that 13 civilians were killed. 4 of them were children from the same family. We're also being told that Gaddafi's men have taken up positions on the roofs of buildings and that they're working there as snipers, literally shooting at anything that moves on the ground. The local hospital has run out of medical supplies and is in fact turning people back. We're also hearing reports that out in the countryside, residents of various villages have been injured by several of these airstrikes. It is important that the rebel forces have not been able to advance from Benghazi, which is the heart of this rebel uprising and which was the first town that was affected by these airstrikes on Saturday. In that town, there was almost a status quo and the fighting has subdued. But the rebels simply, with their light weaponry, cannot advance and cannot take on Gaddafi's heavy weaponry. They are suffering from a lack of command control, a lack of rank structure, a lot of problems facing the rebels on the ground, despite the fact that the international community is insisting that they are making advances over the air.
From what you can tell, has a no-fly zone by the international coalition forces been effective so far? What are ordinary Libyans saying about this?
Well, early this morning, Wednesday, shortly before dawn, there were 3 explosions here in the capital city of Tripoli. They came from the western part of the city, and it's still too soon to say what exactly was the target. But there is a military base there, so we are guessing that that was probably at least one of the targets. People here in the capital city are getting incredibly frightened, and this fear is turning people even more in Gaddafi's favor. We see more people expressing support towards him. The coalition strikes seem to be ineffective on the ground, particularly when you look at this intensive fighting that is continuing in 3 locations. So yes, people are saying that they're proving to be ineffective. The fighting continues on the ground. Gaddafi remains as defiant as ever. His supporters are coming forward and being as defiant as ever. Just yesterday, I visited a naval base here in the capital city, and it had been struck by 6 missiles. And speaking to naval officers there, they echoed the words of Gaddafi, saying that this was an illegitimate war and that they would continue to fight back against what they are calling aggressors. The strikes, besides making people very angry, are also opening the floodgates in terms of the questions of where will this operation end? What is the end strategy? What is the exit game? Is this going to be a war that just continues for months and months? And if indeed it is, well then the anger and the frustration on the ground is just going to intensify.
Okay, Paula, do keep us updated. Paula Sleer, thank you for now.